Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Leo August 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant. Well, we have an interesting deck this month. It's centered around creatures known as the Fae, spelt F-E-Y in English, otherwise known as fairies. It might interest you to know that, for some hundreds of years BC, they featured as part of Persian religious tradition that was certainly taken up in early Christianity. I suppose in some respects they form part of the Vedic tradition of India. Maybe the devas, which are beings of light, because they're generally said to be depicted by wisps of fire or of light. And children in particular have a particular affinity with them, as you no doubt have noticed. But they are said to facilitate the production of good results from good intentions, which we here on Earth make with respect to other people and other things, such as the Earth itself or creatures or part of the environment or what have you. Now, you will know, of course, that I do provide clairvoyant readings for people from all over the world, wherever you happen to be living over FaceTime and Skype. And if that's of interest to you, the details are in the description. Now, I charge for that, but what I do not charge for is another spiritual gift which was provided to me at birth, which is the gift of healing. And again, why me? I don't know. There's nothing special about me. All I know is that it comes through me and not from me, and I am to use it because it produces good. And so if it speaks to you, you might just be at your wit's end about something. There could be some grief or psychological problem. There could be a physical issue with you. Just something needs to be resolved. It could be a candle in your heart that needs to be lit. A hole within your soul that needs to be closed. I think you feel that, don't you? And if you do, then I encourage you to just reach out to me in the way that's described in the description by email, and we'll set up a time over FaceTime or Skype for you to do it. And as I say, there's no catch, there's no obligation. You won't be sold anything, talked into readings with me or anything. I can't get anything in return for it. That's the condition upon which it's given. Now let's see what there is in store for you and get these paintings, which are really good at deciphering the cosmic energies swirling around you, to speak. And here is the 6 of Earth. This is the 7 of Air. Here is Judgment. Very interesting paintings, these, I have to say. Here's Strength. Particularly good card for you. Strength, I would say. But we'll see what it means in just a second, because of course they all interact with each other. I'm going to kind of determine what's going on. And there is the Ace of Earth. Well, why don't you come and sit down here next to me? Look, I'll bring the camera around, and you and I then can have a good close look at the colour, the art on these paintings together, while the energy speaks to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. Great success for you this month, but success doesn't come for free. Success is a result of going through, learning, overcoming, becoming stronger, passing testing times. Then you deserve and receive success. Let's have a look at this first card here, which is this Ace of Earth. An interesting picture here. All green, good, isn't it? This creature is holding a seed of some sort or other, which is being, this divine energy is coming down upon it, and it is, well, obviously sustaining it and enlivening it to grow into something. Aces are interesting. Aces exist at that point which is between heaven and the material plane, and it requires your intense desire
focused thought to attract success and prosperity into your life. And this is promising that, should you do so, it is going to come about. Now, the people interesting to you at this time, I suspect, are going to be Taurus, Gemini, and probably Aries here. This speaks to me of a great degree of inner and outer richness, a success, a unification of your body and your soul, unification of the material and spirit aspects of you, a wholeness here. I think your body and soul, which were for too long set at odds against one another, they now meet in a beautiful union. And now your body can be treated as the living temple of the soul. The more deeply you are grounded in your body, the fewer difficulties will arise during this integration process of spirit and body here. There's a new consciousness here, a desire to attract, and it brings with it an attitude of continual development here, symbolized by these shoots growing from the seed. Now, certainly I see here the beginning of something tangible, prosperity and growth, if you permit it to come. A material abundance, improving finances, maybe a promotion or a pay rise. Certainly there's good luck around you at the moment. Now, I can tell you that for sure, that the inner life is not against the outer life. It's important to understand what inner and outer richness really means. I guess people will tell you about this, but don't believe that poverty is going to make you more inwardly aware. It doesn't. It just destroys everything. That concept and poverty or lack only means that you are not clinging to money to obtain it. Poverty means that you do not own anything, including your memories. However, this is the time now when you can use anything that's at your disposal. And what is the most important thing for you now is your focused mind, intention, and desire. And once you realize this, you will continue to grow on an inner level, and you'll attain the highest consciousness possible, and you will attract material success here. You see, aces represent new beginnings and opportunities, and here in the suit of Earth, this relates to work projects, new beginnings, standard of living. Could well relate to a new job, a promotion, some new source of income, a new beginning in your life. This ace really mirrors your readiness to live a life that is inwardly and outwardly rich. All that is needed is already at hand. So give yourself up to the fullness of life and learn to use your wings. Now, what areas of your life would you like to make richer? Work intensively on discovering and developing your potential, your inner wealth, and remain open for every form of material enrichment to come into your life. Say this to yourself: wealth is my natural condition. It allows me to express my spirituality, and it allows me to express my creative potential into this world. Wealth is good, and I deserve it. But, as I say, it doesn't come for free. You do have great success here. Now, let me speak first of this thing. And this is, I think, maybe one of these testing moments that you will overcome in order to demonstrate your worthiness to receive. Now, this is an interesting painting as far as I am concerned, because this creature, almost camouflaged or part of this green foliage, is that of a shape shifter. Something that makes you think that you are not what you are. Something that makes you think that you do not deserve what you do. Well, you mustn't listen to these impulses that come from time to time. This impulse, I guess, is one that could well show up with you because now the astrology around this is the moon in the third decan of Aquarius. Well, the emotions of the moon, well, they can cloud the intellectual qualities of Aquarius. Aquarius, therefore, sort of weakened. It's not looking at things sensibly here. So much so that this test that you must go through and overcome could speak of you feeling discouraged, a fear, a negative expectation here. There's conscious and unconscious problems in your mind, gloomy expectations which muddy your insight, perhaps even a heavy anxiety that prevails. Although, in reality, as is shown here, everything is going perfectly well. I guess that the discouraging aspects of this shapeshifter can be that it might make you think that everything seems to be clouded by a film or veil, that I just don't know what I really want, or it's just too good to be true, or there's no time, I'm already too old, or that's just too much good at once, I could never cope with so much success. You might even doubt your ability to communicate with people so that you start to think that you can't get your ideas across, or that it is just simply too much trouble and will take too long. These are things that you need to be putting into action. These are talents of yours that have been given to you alone. And these literally destructive thoughts coming from this creature, don't take them at all seriously, because the reality is very different from what your perception of it might be. And soon, as you'll see here, you'll be laughing over your own doubts, because there could be self-doubt, making it seem that difficulties are unable to be overcome. Your mind could be distracted. I do get the feeling that there are subconscious doubts dominating here. But these fears have nothing to do with reality. Wake up and see what's really happening. Dare, act, have a bias to action, decide. But ask yourself, in what areas of your life do you talk yourself down in order to meet your own limited ideas, which were probably programmed into you from a very early stage? What are your constricting belief systems? Say this to yourself: I master all the skills and the means needed to achieve success and abundance. What's a story I can tell you to reinforce the necessity of you making use of your talents? Maybe it's this. The ideal situation for a man or a woman to die in is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. Wouldn't you agree? Well, imagine now, if you will, being on your deathbed, and standing around your bed are the ghosts of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities, the talents given to you by life, and that you, for whatever reason, you never went after that dream. You never leant in for that kiss. You never said those words of love. You never used those gifts. And imagine, if you will, that there they are, these ghosts, standing around your being, looking at you with large angry eyes, saying, "We came to you and only you could have given us life, and now we must die with your body forever." And imagine, if you will, what love, what words, what gifts will die with you. Their own miscarriage is your physical death. Do you know, the greatest wealth lies not in the oil fields of the Middle East, nor in the gold mines of China and Australia. The greatest wealth actually lies in the cemeteries. The greatness we have never seen, the joy never passed on, the words of sweet love never spoken, the talents, large or small, never actualized. So take that step, make that decision, do these things, let it happen, and let the devil care about the consequence, because you are coming in for success. And here is a woman who really is bringing down success, isn't she? Hummingbirds around her, nature, this crow looking up at her there, full of wisdom. This is the moon ruling the second decan of Taurus. This is really good because the moon is exalted in Taurus. But the moon is changeable, isn't it? And you do have success, but these successes are going to be short-lived. Now, what the moon does like is nurturing and comfort. And Taurus, well, Taurus is the poster child of enjoyment of material things. Goods, wine, food, sex. So the moon and Taurus are really well suited here for bringing about material success for you, as was promised by that ace that you are going to bring down. This is the highest manifestation card, this ace, by the way. Now, the planets out there in the solar system do give you a clue as to how to bring about success. I mean, Saturn, for example. Success comes to those who go carefully, step by step. So examine and look at everything carefully. Above all, the beginning and the end of a project must be planned and thought out to the last detail. And then Jupiter. Well, it's much too trying and boring to go step by step through every phase of a process. Be open also to taking risks, is what it says. Be open for wonderful surprises and sudden changes or expansion. This demands you to have flexibility and to be open to the new, to be open to unexpected development, to take action. And if we were to look at Venus, well, success also involves strong emotional energy, only if you are open to the deep dimension of feeling. Will you be able to fully enjoy the happiness of success? And as for the mood, well, success must grow out of the inner depths within you and bring something from these depths into view. Mercury says that success demands effective communication. Ideas have got to be expressed in ways that touch people's hearts and inspire them. And Mars, for example, would say, success is achieved through diligence, conscientiousness, goal-directed energy and endurance, and in particular that difficulties must not be feared, rather they must be dealt with through to victory. There is material success here for you, a degree of what you might consider to be financial prosperity. But there is a reminder here for you to remember these successes in your life to date and to build on these. So be open to your success. Do you know it's no less than a gift you can learn to accept thankfully and humbly? Because real success only comes once you have learned to serve. And success under these conditions, well, that enriches all the levels of your being. So what does success mean for you at the moment? Visualize it as precisely as possible. Call it down. Look at what it looks like. Say this to yourself. My self-acceptance, my self-confidence, my willingness to make decisions and to act, they are the keys to real success. Now, here we have a great card for you, which is Leo. And you've got the sun ruling it. Now, this is interesting because this is also about strength, isn't it? Now, here is a lake, I suppose. Look at that fish and a mermaid in it. This dragon comes along, threateningly perhaps, but the mermaid, although it could have the power to get rid of the dragon, understands that the dragon just needs to cool off. And so there is the compassion and the desire to work together here. This is a very creative time for you now. Your talents and strength are going to come to the fore. You have overcome old fears and conditioning. Those self-doubts that we referred to there, they're gone. You've overcome them. You take action. You fear nothing. Now, this is also saying, I think, incidentally, that you might actually be, at this time, challenging what conventional views are and what a spiritual path for you should look like, and what qualities might be needed to enable you to pursue that. The other thing that's being said here is that you are definitely not going to be punished by a God who has any moral issues about your love life, provided, of course, everything's consensual and legal. Guilt and self-inflicted punishment in the areas of your love life and how you enjoy yourself, they're just wrong in this area. I think there's also here, there's a lot of energy which is talking about a passion for a particular situation. Could very well be a new romance here, the deepening of a committed relationship. You're starting to engage with life to the fullest and be comfortable with your sexuality. Because accepting your sexual desires for what they are and rejoicing in them, that's good. Just don't let them throw your life off balance, of course. Again, a very passionate relationship with a very strong sexual and emotional intensity is something that I see here. I also see you doing something just because you love doing it without overanalyzing it. If you are ready to accept everything that you find in yourself, you'll be able to move through everything with deep sensitivity, awareness, love, and understanding. Now, what areas of your life would you like to live out more fully? And what has prevented you from doing so in the past? Are you ready to look at this again? Take everything in now with more awareness. You know, we often experience emotions such as love, sadness, pain, rage, or fear as obstacles only because we haven't learned how to use them as firewood to stoke up the engine. Say this to yourself. I enjoy expressing my energy, vitality, and enthusiasm in all that I experience. I am a person of character and strength, and I have unlimited creative resources to tap into and express. And now I enjoy living life to the utmost. And then quickly, because I'm aware of your time, we'll deal with this final thing. And well, just as well it makes sense anyway, I guess. It's called Judgment. And I suppose here is a dead fairy. And the arrows of the divine are being flown through the sky, and the divine energy is carrying up the soul of the fairy in a resurrection. I think that this is actually, and you might find this is unusual for you, but I think that you're actually going to be quite open to constructive criticism at the moment. I think you'll have a critical self-analysis, but there's also closure here. There's resolution coming, tying things off. There's definitive action going on. Now you've got to make a decision which has a major impact on your life, such as a lifestyle. This is positive. It's time to move on after seeing the bigger picture, I think. So take some time out to get the big picture. It's a natural period of growth and shedding of people and things which no longer serve you. Now I also get here the need, as I say, this major life choice that's coming here. There is the need for well thought out judgment of the situation. A long, difficult process may be required before you finally reach this judgment. Now, I guess that all-encompassing insight can't be achieved solely through the intellect, you know. Your body, spirit, and soul, they are all drawn into the process of forming a judgment. And during this process, you will instinctively move towards that which will support your blossoming. And you're going to move away from things which offer you no help. I think you're being challenged to drop your caterpillar's vision of the world and to see things from a higher plane. When you've recognized things in a greater context, both broadly and also in points of time and other contexts, I suppose, which you're increasingly ready to do, I think, then you will then tend more and more to observe things in their beingness, to see free from evaluation. So how are you going to go about doing that, do you think? Look inside yourself and say, I observe people and situations objectively and fairly. I value the combination of my qualities and characteristics. I honor the unlimited well of creativity within me to express in family, social, and career settings. God is the unknown, the mysterious. The more that I know that I don't know what it is, the closer I am to the divine. What a great set of cards, and you did a great job.
It seems that whenever I do a reading for you like this, that I always get so much out of it myself. So I hope that you certainly did. I find out more about myself, and inexplicably, somehow or other, it seems to me that I find out more about what is going on in the broader realm, in the cosmic realm. I enjoyed doing that, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did giving it to you. Now, unless I see you privately for a clairvoyant reading or for healing, then I'll see you again here next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.